Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this important conversation on terrestrial biodiversity. If everyone's ready, let's start the discussion straight away. Okay, first, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Hu Sichen. My magic number is 8205988. And during the discussion, I will be the moderator. The other four panelists are Chen Haonan, Yang Lujia, Zhang Yan, Zhang Yuhe. Now let's go down to business. Our planet's terrestrial ecosystems, from forests and grasslands to mountains and wetlands, are home to an extraordinary diversity of life. These are not just beautiful, they are essential to the balance of life on Earth, supporting the health of our planet and the well being of all living creatures, including ourselves. But this natural heritage is under threat from deforestation and habitat destruction to the impacts of climate change and the overexploitation of resources. The diversity of life on land is rapidly diminishing. Well, stewards of this earth, it is our responsibility to protect and conserve the biodiversity that sustains us. Today, based on what we have learned and discovered in the recent past, we will engage you in a discuss about the current challenges facing terrestrial biodiversity, and most importantly, the solutions and the strategies we can implement to protect it for future generations. We will explore how conservation efforts, policy changes, community engagement, and the scientific innovation can work together to safeguard our planet's natural heritage. Okay, thank you all for your attention. Now I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to share your point of view. Does anyone has question?
Yeah, I have a question. I agree with the idea that conservation ecological issues are global. Could you share some of the challenges recording biodiversity conversation at the international level?
Okay, of course. Global cooperation to conserve biodiversity faces many challenges, starting with a lack of technical and financial support, and differing environmental priorities among countries. At the same time, policy implement and the monitoring, even where international agreements have been signed, are difficult, especially in political unstable or poorly regulated countries.
I would like to know which areas of terrestrial biodiversity are currently the most vulnerable on a global scale.
Um, well, currently, the most vulnerable areas of biodiversity globally include the tropical rainforest, savannas, and the arid ecosystems. For example, part of the sub-Saharan Africa are vulnerable because they are extremely rich in species, but also face major ecological threats.
Hello. I believe that with the development of time and technology, more and more new things are emerging, of all which have far-reaching implication for the conservation for biodiversity. How about you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with your idea. Some emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning have applications in data and analysis that make species identification, ecological monitoring, and the conservation strategy development more efficient. AI can help quickly analyze animal movement patterns, identify changes in wildlife populations, and even predict changes in ecosystems. Mm, Okay, that's all.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay, so
And
does anyone has any question? Mm,
No.
So with further ado, let's dive into this critical discussion on how we can all contribute to the protection of our biodiversity. The first panelist is Chen Haonan, who will give us an update on the status of terrestrial ecosystems.
Mm, uh, Hello, my name is Chao Nan, and my student number is A208246. And my part is the current situation of the life on land. Right now, land ecosystem has facing serious challenges. Human activity like deforestation and land development and climate change have had a big impact on the environment. Large-scale deforestation destroys habitats, shrinking living space for many species and increasing the risk of extinction. Tropical rainforests are the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth, have been hit especially hard. Accordingly, climate change is also affecting that ecosystem with more extreme weather events, rising temperatures, and changing rainfall patterns. This shifts after the growth cycle and habitats for many species. To tackle this issue, establish nature reserve has become an important way to protect land ecosystems. This reserve limits human activity, providing stable habitats for wildlife and helping to maintain ecological balance. At the same time, environmental education is crucial. Raising public awareness can encourage more people to get involved in conservation efforts and of the strategies for enforcing laws to encouraging public participation. So we can all work together and to address the ecological crisis. So do you have some question for me?
Yeah. What are the obvious signs of the impact of climate change on terrestrial ecosystems?
Okay, climate change affects land ecosystem in a few ways. First, warmer temperatures make some species move to cooler place. Second, extreme weather also disrupts ecosystems, which can cause species to disappear. Warmer temperatures make soil release more carbon. Change in rainfall affect water resource and farming.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. What can humans do to reduce the damage caused by deforestation?
Human can do a few things to help. Like one is promoting sustainable forest management, where logi is down responsibility. We can also use materials instead of wood, like recycled materials. Also, governments can create protect area and help restore forests. Okay.
Thank you for your answer.
How important do you think nature reserves are for protecting land ecosystems?
Natural reserves are really important. They protect wildlife and help restore ecosystems that are damaged. They also give scientists a place to study nature without disturbance.
Okay, thank you for your answer. But I also have a question. Do you think strengthening environmental education can raise awareness about protecting land animals?
Yes, absolutely. When people understand the importance of protecting nature, they are more likely to care and take action. Education helps people see how their choice can make difference. And this all is in my answer. I have other questions?
Okay, thank you for the interesting information. Next, let's move to the part of Yang Lujia, the cause of these conditions.
Hello everyone. My name is Yang Lujia, and my metric number is 8206809. And in my part, I think the very important point is the climate change. I think climate change affects the life cycle of all living things, and it also affects the food chain by altering the geographical distribution of species. And the second point is the environmental protection. In my opinion, air pollution, land pollution, freshwater pollution, also ocean pollution, and even light and sound pollution affect all aspects of the environment. These pollutions mainly come from agriculture, fertilizers, livestock manure in animal husbandry, industrial illegal sewage pollution like heavy metals and chemicals, and the plastic pollution exactly. And the third part, I think it is very important of the invasion of alien species. Some alien species that human voluntary or daintily industrial into an area proved to be invasive, affecting native species, natural habitat, ecosystem function, and even human health. In my part, I explained the causes of the decreasing in biodiversity from three aspects. It showed that the current solution is not the result of one aspect, but the superposition of many reasons. Do you have any questions about my part?
Hello, I have a question. Your report points out exploitation as a cause. What are the economic and social challenges in implementing sustainable harvesting practices to address this issue?
I think many industries rely on the overexploited resources for their livelihoods. For example, the fishing industry may resist reducing catch limits as it could lead to short-term economic losses. Also, in some coastal communities, fishing is a traditional way of life, and sudden changes in the fishing regulations can cause social unrest.
I have a question. Your report shows that habit destruction is a major cause. How does the construction of large-scale infrastructure projects contribute to this issue?
Large-scale infrastructure projects such as dams and highways directly destroy natural habitats. Dam floods large areas of land, submerging forests, wetlands, and grasslands. Highways fragment habitats, cutting through ecosystem and making it difficult of species to move, find food, and reproduce. For example, a dam might flood the spawning grounds of fish, leading to a decline in fish pollutions, and a highway could isolate pollutions of animals, increasing the risk of inbreeding.
Hello, I have a question. Is in your report, invasive species are mentioned as a threat. What are the main pathways through which invasive species are introduced into the new ecosystems?
In my opinion, invasive species are often introduced through human activities. One common pathway is international trade. For instance, they can hatch on ships in ballast water or be hidden in the package materials of important goods. That is my answer. Do you have any question?
No question. Okay, thank you for the very detailed explanation. And next, let's have the third panelist, Zhang Yan, describe to us the impact and the results of these situations.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhang Yan. My mention number is 8207642. Next, I would like to introduce the impact of life on land. Life on land is a vital for human and the plant, as it supports ecosystems. However, it faces many challenges. One major issue is the loss of forests. Activities like deforestation, overgrazing, and farming harm ecosystems. For the soil erosion and degradation, climate change, including raised temperature and changing rainfall patterns, also damage forests through desertification and fires, reducing forest overflow. Cutting down trees and burning fossil soils wasn't the problem. Burning forests release pollutants, leading to global warming as carbon dioxide increase the greenhouse effects. It also causes thermal pollution when heat from power plants is released into rivers, lakes, or the air harming the environment. Human actions such as farming expansion, urban growth, and flooding instructions severely damage land ecosystems. Natural disasters like wildfires and storms add to the problem. In some countries, weak laws for to protect green space, certain biodiversity and ecological balance. This destruction not only harms wildlife but also affects human survival and sustainable development. Protecting life on land is crucial for a healthy future. Does anyone have question in my part?
Yes, I have a question. Do you agree that forest resources are important for life on land?
Yes, I strongly believe that forests play a vital role in life on land because forests are not only home to many animals and plants, but also play a huge role in water conservation, soil protection, and climate regulation. Some forests also have great economical value because forests provide resources such as tangible medicine, food, and so on, which directly contribute to the economy of many regions. At the same time, they also support the STEM and recreational activities. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question that is, human activities have a big impact on life on land. Do you agree?
I agree with that you are saying. In my opinion, human activities have a great impact on life on land. For example, the burning of fuels has led to the greenhouse effect, rain, smog, and other air pollution. Excessive felling of trees by humans has led to a sharp reduction in forest area. Many animals have been displaced, and many plants are on the verge of extinction. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have some ideas. Human beings can protect the environment through some ways, such as sustainable development. Do you agree?
That's certainly true. We can develop green instructions such as using renewable energy resources such as solar energy, wind energy, and hydropower, and reduce the use of fossil fuels, which can reduce pollution to the environment and the atmosphere. At the same time, we can also promote the benefits of sustainable development on social media so that everyone can constantly protect the environment.
Okay, thank you for your response.
Any questions?
No question. Okay, the insights you have provided are very effective. Thank you for sharing. And finally, let's come to the part of Zhang Yuhe, the solutions to resolve these situations.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm John for A206782. Today I will talk about the solution. The first one is tackling deforestation. South Africa used satellite pictures to check how well protected areas and nearly land were being cared for, helping to reduce harm to wildlife. The second is coping with desertification. We can affect the desertification by planting trees, restoring plants, rotating, creating, planning land use carefully, and building forest barriers. The third is address biodiversity loss to protect freshwater species. We need to manage how they and their habitats are used and cared for. Do you have any questions about my part?
Yeah, I have a question. I think South Africa's approach of setting up a network of protected areas to assess land cover to deal with deforestation, while good, may not be suitable for some smaller countries. What do you think?
I agree with you to some extent. South Africa's uh, approach needs a lot of Mandarin, and for smaller countries, a full 5 kilometers buffer there may be too expensive and not always need. Instead, these countries can adjust the plan to fit their own situation. They can focus on key forest areas and use their sources wisely to monitor smaller important though. For example, protecting smaller forests that are crucial for the environment, and keeping a close eye on them can still help reduce the harm of devastation.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Okay, I have an idea. I think the problem of desertification in arid areas can be solved completely by planting total land plants. Do you agree?
I don't agree. Planting dry torrent plants is helpful, but it's not enough to solve the whole problem. Other actions are also needed, like better land use planning to stop overgrazing and farming the same land too much. For example, rotating grazing areas can reduce pressure on the land, creating windbreaks, or planting trees to stop sand from spreading, and managing water use more more carefully are also important. A mix out of these methods works best to stop desertification.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. I think the problem of biodiversity loss can be solved by governments invest more money. What about your opinion?
I don't completely agree. While more government funding can help by supporting research and conservation projects, money also isn't enough. Scientists need to find better ways to protect biodiversity, so groups need to help people understand why it's important, and communities need to join in and help protect it. Only by working together can we solve the problem of losing biodiversity.
Thank you for your answer.
Do anyone have other questions?
Okay, thank you all for your insightful questions and the contributions today. It's clear from our discussion that the protection of terrestrial biodiversity is not only a challenge but also an opportunity for innovation, collaboration, and action. From the rapid loss of species and habitats to the advancements in technology and the international agreement, we've seen that the path forward is complex, but not without hope. As we've heard, protecting biodiversity requires a multifaceted approach, one that involves not only governments and organizations, but also local communities, business, and individuals. The tools and the strategies are available, but it's up to all of us to take the necessary steps to implement them and ensure that we leave a healthy planet for future generations. The conversation doesn't end here. Each of us has a role to play in this global effort, whether it's through advocacy, education, or adopting sustainable practice in our own lives. Every action counts. Thank you once again to our panelists for their valuable insights and to all of you for participating in this important discussion. Let's continue working together to safeguard the rich biodiversity that sustains life on Earth. Have a good rest of the day, and I look forward to see the collective progress we can make in the coming years. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.